It is just pure smooth airbrush magic. What's up, party people? Welcome back to my channel. So today is a full face of the best drugstore and affordable makeup. Listen, I try a lot of makeup, okay? I try a lot. My standards are extremely high, okay, because I've tried so many good products, and these products are the cream of the crop, okay? They are top notch, the highest of quality. These are the ones that have set the bar high, and I guarantee you've not seen or heard of most of these. All right, so let's start with eyebrows. I've been enjoying doing my eyebrows before my eyeshadow. So for eyebrow pencil, I love this Kokie eyebrow pencil. It comes in a little gold tube. They may have a couple, but this is the one in the gold tube. I'm in the shade chocolate brown, and this is your typical Anastasia Brow Wiz type product. It's got a really precise little micro pencil on one side and a spoolie on the other. Now this one is not as accessible as, say, you know, NYX or Maybelline or anything like that, but you can find this on Amazon. You may be able to find it at Kroger, any Kroger that has Kokie products. But I also have a coupon code with Kokie in case you're ever interested. It's 25% off, so feel free to use that. You get a little discount. I get a little commission from it. This is the perfect eyebrow pencil formula in my opinion. Like, it's a perfect ratio and balance of creaminess to waxiness to dryness to pigmentation. Yeah, there are the brows. Once again, that's the shade chocolate brown, and it's perfect for me. It's not too cool, it's not too taupey, it's not too warm and blonde. For eyeshadow, so I've been loving and really enjoying just a very simple cream eyeshadow, and I have been obsessed with these ColourPop eyeshadow sticks, in particular this shade, which is a matte, and this is the shade Cocktail Party, which is just a matte neutrally tan shade. Just a cute little sticky stick, and then you get a little sharpener on the other end, which I've never used, but it's so easy to just throw on and go. You can use a brush, you can use your finger. It's the perfect dry down and play time. Like, it's not one that sets down so fast that you have no work time with it, but it's also not one that just stays dewy and glossy and never sets, or like, it just, when it sets, it doesn't budge. So yeah, I'll just kind of sloppily put it on like that. If I'm in a hurry, I'll just use my finger. It's no big deal, but I do prefer to use just a blending brush, a little fluffy blending brush, and that will be my look for most days. And yeah, it's basic. It looks like a bronzer. You could totally just use a bronzer for this purpose, but I really like the wear of these. And then I went back the other day and I got a new shimmer. I've got a couple of shimmers already in my collection, but I get the most use out of my mattes. But I got this shade Honey BB, which is a metallic shimmer, and I'm still in the testing process. Look at that. It's just a really pretty, just champagne gold. So I'm gonna put this in my inner corner. And it's so freaking easy. And I'll tap this one out with my pinky. Probably should have swatched the other one so you could actually see the color. So let me go ahead and swatch Cocktail Party since I didn't do that. But yeah, not too warm, not too cool, nice neutral, creamy, blendy, pigmented, literally the perfect cream eyeshadow formula. For eyeliner, this is my favorite eyeliner formula of all time. It's not necessarily drugstore, but it is affordable. It is K-Beauty, so you can find it on Amazon, Yes Style, Stylevana, places like that. I'll have all the links below. Don't you worry, girl. This is the Matte Queen New York Waterproof Pencil Gel Liner. I've got two shades, a black and a brown. A brown shade, Espresso Latte, is my most used one, but I think she needs to be tossed because I can't sharpen anything out. That's okay, we'll use the black. This is the shade Smoky Roasting Latte. Usually you don't hear a black shade called latte, but okay. It's got a little bit of dryness to it, but it's also got plenty of movability and flexibility to it. But when it sets, like when you get it on there, it's not going anywhere. But see, look at this. I can smoke it out. I can smudge it. I can soften it. Looks so good. By the way, going back to the ColourPop shadow sticks that I swatched on my hand, just to show you a little bit of a transfer test. They've been on there for a little while. I mean, they're pretty budge proof. For mascara, this is actually one that I talked about a long time ago. It's so underrated. Like, no one talks about this, but it's been out for a while. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. So this time I got the shade Black Brown. So with this, I want you to think Too Faced Better Than Sex, but better. This one has the same hourglass shape wand. It's a little bit longer and it has a little dip in the middle. This gives such a pretty effect. It literally checks off every box for me. It makes the lashes look so full and minky. Like, it almost looks like a little natural mink strip lash. I definitely think it's more of that fluffy volume versus length, but I mean, that's enough for me. So yeah, that's one coat of the mascara. I will say it is on the dry side, so it's not one that starts off too wet or anything, but it can definitely be built up and layered, and it never starts going downhill. Like I feel like I could build this up for a long time. I have no wear issues with this. It doesn't flake, smear, smudge, transfer. It's very long wearing. For face primer. Now, admittedly, I'm not big on face primers. To be honest, I feel like the majority of them don't really do a whole lot, or the effect that they give initially just it gets covered up with foundation, and then it's like, what's the point? I came across this one when I did my full face of Ulta Beauty collection video, and I was pretty blown away. And this is something that you can actually see and feel the effect of it after you have your face makeup on. This is the Ulta Beauty Cool and Glow Face Primer. It definitely is cooling. It has that menthol feel to it, and you can actually feel it once you have foundation on, which pretty surprising. It's just an iridescent gold white shade, but in the pan, this is not a pan. In the bottle, it looks like it has a purpley bluish pink iridescence to it, but I don't see that whenever it's actually squeezed out, which is kind of funky. But yeah, I feel like whenever I use this, my makeup definitely does last longer, and in terms of the glow, I feel like it may add a hint more glow when I have foundation on, but honestly, I just like the way it feels, and I like the way it keeps my makeup on. It does give a really nice, subtle, radiant glow, but it's not oily or greasy. Like, I feel like this is the type of glowy primer that you would like, especially if you have super oily skin. You know, you like dewy, glowy finishes, but your skin doesn't like them all the time. By the way, I have normal acne-prone skin, so I'm not too oily or too dry. And it's not even necessarily that it fills in the pores, but once I have foundation on, and I've seen this across the board with all the foundations I've used with it, I feel like it does definitely blur and soften my skin. It's very skin smoothing and softening. My skin feels so good right now. It feels so soft, and just, it looks plump too. It doesn't feel like your typical greasy silicone primer, which I like. I hate silicone based primers like the Smashbox one that have that like slip and that greasy feel to them. Again, it gives you glow, but it sets down. Now let's talk under eye corrector. I'm someone that's been very outspoken about my distaste in a lot of correctors. This is by far the best peach corrector for under eye dark circles I've ever used. So much so that it's in my freelance kit, okay? My professional freelance makeup kit. I use this on my clients. This is the Ulta Beauty Color Correcting Concealer. I have the shade Peach. It comes with this little flat, flexible paddle applicator that holds on to a really good amount of product. I feel like this is pretty universal for the most part. I feel like the majority of skin tones could pull this off. This is why I have such high standards for peach correctors. I've tried so many that I feel like they do nothing. They don't offer enough coverage. They don't offer enough color correcting action. Look at that. Number one, beautiful formula, blends out so nicely. It has this really nice, very high quality, like high-end feeling, moussey kind of texture. I really don't see anybody having problems with this kind of texture. Here's my opinion. If you have a good color corrector, you don't even need concealer. Unless you're just someone that wants to add dimension, or, you know, use a brighter concealer that just kind of lightens the area, that's a different story. But I feel like a color corrector should do enough to where you don't need concealer, and your foundation can be enough to cover it up and not have an extra product on there. Look at that. We've got the cancellation of the blue, purple undertones, and then also you've got coverage. For foundation, this is where I get all giddy. This is the Ulta Beauty Moisturizing Foundation Stick. I have it in the shade Light to Medium Warm. This seriously looks like butter on my skin. And in conjunction with this face primer, it is just pure, smooth airbrush magic. It looks so flawless. I'm gonna take on this 241 brush from Real Techniques. It's just an angled foundation brush. I'm gonna go ahead and prime it by picking some up and blend it out. It works well with a brush, a sponge. I've not tried it with my fingers, but yeah, very versatile. Coverage is so beautiful. It is medium to full coverage. You can definitely build it up. And look at that blend. When I say it looks like butter, truly, it looks like butter. The only people I would say this wouldn't be great for is someone that has a super oily skin type, especially in the summertime. Now, I've not tested this in the summer to see how it's going to hold up in the heat, humidity, sweating, stuff like that. I've just had this since, I don't know, October, November of 2023, so I'm not sure how it's going to do in the summertime, but this wears so well. Everything goes on top of this beautifully, literally perfection. This is one that every time I put it on, I'm so shocked at how good it looks, and I keep waiting for something bad to happen, like for it to go downhill one day. That's yet to happen. And it's also a very quick blend too, so I can just draw this on my face and have it blended out within 2 or 3 minutes. And it's such a fun application too. I don't think I've ever come across a foundation, especially in stick form, that looks quite like this one. Here's what it looks like up close. So it's got the prettiest satiny finish. and it's got some glow to it, but it's not overly glowy or greasy. So yeah, we're skipping over concealer because who needs it today? For cream bronzer, this is one that was overhyped. It was over talked about. It went viral. It was viral for a hot minute. And I'm definitely a skeptic when it comes to overhyped viral products because most of the time people are just exaggerating. After several extremely long makeup days where my skin looked phenomenal by the end of the night, it made me a believer. So this is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Bronzer. So they have the original putty bronzer that has no shimmer, and then this one has a little bit of shimmer throughout the formula just to kind of add some radiance and just look more natural. First off, the color is perfection for me. It's not too light, it's not too dark, it's not too warm or too cool tone. It's that perfect neutral kind of bronzer that just looks natural in my skin tone. It has a very subtle amount of gold shimmer to where it just looks very natural. Like, I really don't like a matte bronzer anymore because that's not what our skin looks like when it's got a tan or when we have been out in the sun and we have some color now. Our skin has life. It has some glow. I feel like this one really does mimic that vitamin D glow. My favorite thing about this is the wear. It is so long wearing. I've talked at lengths about how, especially with acne, my skin just eats through makeup. And there's a lot of cream bronzers that I love, but you know, even with some of the best formulas, they just don't hold up the best on people like me that have, you know, more textured acneic skin. But this has held up beautifully no matter how bad my acne is, no matter how flared up, inflamed, textured my skin is. It is so long wearing. I mean, it doesn't really look like I've got a separate product on. It just looks so natural and sun-kissed. For blush, this is the Morphe 2 Perk Up Cheek and Lip Color. I've got two shades. This lighter one here is called Pink Me Up, and then I've got a darker one called Hibiscus Hottie. And I didn't really want to like these, to be honest. I went through a Morphe boycott there for a long time. I just really didn't want to support the brand at all. But I feel like once they got bought out, their products are actually better than what they used to be. So here's what Pink Me Up looks like. So this one's kind of your NARS Orgasm type shade. Pinky coral with a little bit of gold shimmer, very, very subtle though. Then here is Hibiscus Hottie. So this is more of your just got sunburnt, sun flush kind of shade. And this one doesn't have shimmer. So I'm gonna put Pink Me Up on my right side. Ooh, that is a perfect shade to my shirt. It's not so pigmented to where it takes a long time to work it out, like to blend it. You know, it just really is an easy formula to work with. So that took a whole, what, 10 seconds or less. It's also not too sheeny and too glowy to where it's going to melt off if you have a really oily skin type. So now going into Hibiscus Hottie on this side, and yeah, even though it's, you know, a pretty vivid orange, kind of more on the sheer side, like you can really customize the amount of color. Let's just go straight in from the stick. Let's just see, because a lot of these blush sticks you can't do this with, and it definitely does pack on a lot more when you apply it straight from the stick. Usually I just do the blush in the back of my hand, so that's why I didn't know how it went on from the stick. But look at that. So pretty, and it's like an orange color, but it's also wearable. You can put it over your nose, put it on the high points, and it just looks like you went out and you got a little crisped. Beautiful formula. For cream highlighter, we have the ColourPop Super Shock highlighter. So my favorite shade is Wisp. It's that really nice champagne bronzy tone. If you are a very porcelain fair skin tone, this will be too dark for you, but I feel like everyone above like a light skin tone can wear this. Everybody knows by now it's this really nice creamy putty kind of formula. It's almost like a cream to powder in a way, but it has the best wear. It is one of the most long wearing cream highlighters I've ever tried. It gives you such a pretty glow, but it's not super glossy, you know, slippery, slicky looking or feeling on the skin. I've been a big fan of this since about 2015 or 2016. Like, I've been a veteran. There is no detectable shimmer or sparkle on the skin. It's not a glittery formula at all. It just looks like your skin is naturally glowing and radiant and just beaming. Setting spray. I'm very picky I'm picky about everything, damn it. I'm very particular when it comes to setting sprays because I want them to do numerous things. I want them to improve the wear of my makeup. I want them to meld all the layers together on my skin to where my skin doesn't look cakey and look like I have 10 layers of makeup on. This is one that is a very trusted holy grail setting spray for me that I have to have on me at all times. Like, I don't want to go without this one. This is the Believe Beauty Makeup Perfecting Setting Spray. So you can find this at Dollar General. I believe it's it's $4.75, $5, something like that. Has a very nice fine mist on it. Look, how's that $5? And it just feels so bougie and high end, but it improves the wear of everything by hours. It is truly one of the best longevity improving setting sprays, but not only that, it also gives this really pretty glossy kind of sheen. Like, it just really rehydrates your skin, but not in an oily, greasy, shine inducing way. And for lips, one of my favorite lip gloss formulas ever is this Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper. I have probably 4 or 5 shades of this at least. And this is the newest shade that I got. This is Luminoso. So they have a Luminoso collection. I'm not sure if it's Walmart exclusive. I feel like I saw it at Ulta too, but yeah, it's just this really pretty peachy color with gold sheen, just like the Luminoso blush. And you guys know me, I love me a cooling, tingly lip plumping situation. This is just that. Now, it's not as intense as, say, the Too Faced Lip Injection Extremes or anything. It's more of a toned down, subtle cooling sensation, but it lasts a very long time on the lips. It feels so comfortable and soothing without feeling sticky. So this shade I do feel like I need a lip liner with because it is more on the pale side. It definitely doesn't pack as much color as some of the other ones in my collection. Another shade that I love and get a lot of use out of is Soft Rose. This one is so pretty with literally every look. I've actually got 2 of those. Why not? Let's go ahead and put on a little bit of lip liner. I usually do this before lip gloss, but whatever. This is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Stay On Lip Contouring Pencil, and this is the shade Cappuccino. Yeah, Cappuccino, which you can get on Amazon for $3 or $4. This is the perfect lip contouring shade. Like, it looks like that Scott Barnes contour without using an orange bronzer. So creamy, it glides on, no tugging, very, very pigmented and smooth, and it wears extremely well too. Let me go ahead and swatch this one on the back of my hand. Look at that. It's like this taupey, cool tone brown shade. This is something that works well with the majority of tones. I'm talking nudes, peaches, beiges, browns, mauves. I mean, I don't really know of anything it wouldn't work with. So that is it for a full face of the best drugstore and affordable makeup you can buy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give this video a big old thumbs up if you liked it and if you want to see more. Subscribe if you're not already and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.